Hello and welcome back to the channel, here for yet another league race. This time in the GFC League, and we're at Bahrain today for the finale, round 10 of 10. And just before we get into it, I'd just like to say, this one's a little bit different. I was in a party with Ron Zeus and his Estonian friend Banks, I think his name is, for this race, and I had my audio settings not where I normally do. So we get to hear my live reactions as well as theirs as well, which is fun, which doesn't mean this video is like 2-3 weeks delayed, but well, it's coming out, which I'm actually quite happy to get this done. It's taken a lot longer to edit, and just a quick warning, there may be some strong language in this video, as of course live reactions, all that stuff, can't really control them well I could, but oh well. Apart from that, that's all from me now, and enjoy the video. So then, jumping straight into qualifying here. Of course, the usual 2 runs, and luckily it's going to be dry throughout, as of course we are in the desert here. And also Ron Zeus very kindly offered to give me a slipstream for my runs. Of course, he starts with her in the back as always, still gets good results. You can see here the first example of that. You can see down towards turn 14, my teammate there just getting out today. We did practice this beforehand as well, so we knew what we were doing. And you can see the first lap's going to be a 25.6. I think that's the best lap I have ever done around here, especially at the time.
When I know I want to start in mediums, and I want to qualify in top 10, I usually do like 2 laps with softs, but I invalidate on purpose just to get the delta and the feeling of the track.
So you can see a snippet of what is to come. Quite a few times in this video there will be little sort of interruptions from the live audio part of it.
Yeah, Daniel is out. I think he's on a fast lap.
Okay.
He's on a fast lap. Oh, he invalidated.
Hey, called it. I'm leaving the garage now.
Yeah.
There you go. I'll try my best not to interrupt. When those happens, I do have it sort of noted as to when those little parts of the audio come in, but obviously not the best of this whole thing. As you can see now, we are going for our final lap in qualifying down the pit straight now. Of course, all the way down to turn 1. No traffic this time either.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're going to go around the lap now, of course, through turn 1. Struggle through there as always. That little comment there, showing to be no traffic, is we're now like next to each other on the track, whereas for the first run I did, there was a couple of cars that we had to sort of avoid, but no sort of issues with that this time round, as we're going to go purple through sector 1 once again, so we have found more time than we previously have. Then down through turn 8, hooking the corner up nicely before getting a good exit now up the hill, down through turn 9 and 10 now. Of course, possibly the trickiest couple of corners on the calendar, due to them being horrible essentially. Come through turn 11 now, up the hill for the last time in the race, or not in the race, in qualifying. You can see Ron Zeus there, just pretty much waiting to give me a tow, as we're purple again through sector 2. We're actually on the same delta time, but now the tow coming into fruition once again, so we head down to the final couple of corners. It's always Ron Zeus starts off to the right, gets out of the way. Yeah, too much curb. See, I'm not too happy with myself there. I used too much curb on the inside. Oh, P2.
Nice.
Anybody else?
Oh. I don't know. That's the only guy who we are concerned of.
Okay.
Powers.
Sure.
I mean, Tom can technically win the championship as well, but he'll need a miracle.
He's a miracle.
Yeah.
Okay.
18 points behind me, whereas Dan's 1 point behind me. So there you go, just discussing what sort of needs to happen.
Alrighty.
Heading into sort of the race. Luckily, Banks, he was watching, I think, the stream the Hindle was doing.
Yes.
So we had a rough sort of idea on what we needed to do, if that makes sense, in terms of who to keep an eye on, who we sort of don't need to keep track of, and all that sort of stuff. It's going to be the soft, medium, soft strategy as always here in Bahrain.
So So I'm bidding most likely like lap 16 or 17, so...
Okay.
Can I send it to the first corner?
What was that?
Can I full send it? First
As
corner,
long as you
take
don't hit
everyone
me,
out.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, if you can just straight line someone and hit Dan, that'd be great.
Okay. I'll try.
As we get underway then for the race, I missed the start because I'm a pleb. Down into the first corner then, we have to be a little bit cautious, got the Red Bull diving up our inside, another car trying to stick his nose there as well, not sure who that was. But we do get through turn 1 cleanly, unlike Noah there who spins off to the left on the exit of turn 2. But that is the start of the race. Luckily no wing damage here, because that would have really messed us up. As we head on into the second sector. You see, we were going to try and get these places back on the cars ahead of us. Of course, Rainman, Lisa. Going to be very difficult to catch back up to. You're going to see Jerome and Jedi ahead of them, who in turn are also very quick. Also behind us, James W and Pim on the medium tyres. They're also going to be very tricky to do sort of anything with. But of course, as always, we're going to try our best. The championship is on the line here, so we're going to do everything we can to win it, essentially. As you may have heard, Dan was 1 point behind us going into this, or Chilwatty, and Tom, I believe, was 18 points behind us. So it was going to be difficult not to win it, of course, but we needed Dan to mess up, essentially. As you might be seeing from the map, he is currently P2, we are of course down in P9, so this is not Pog. But it is a clean first lap, luckily for us. So we can try and move on there. You can see the slipstream train up ahead with the very large gaggle of cars all trying to not lose any time. We don't really have that chance, as we're 8 tenths behind the car ahead of us. Of course, we'll try to catch up, do what we can, as we have the first retirement. There's 2 cars now out of this race as they come together on the start-finish line somehow. Not too sure how they managed that in that way, but they managed it. So we move on. I think they're pitting. Yep.
Yeah, both pitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on. Cards.
I mean, mediums are doable as well, but
Yeah, the mediums. Tip's gonna change back in time. Yeah, cool.
Tom on mediums. Daniel on mediums.
Okay.
Everybody went to mediums except for Lisa and now Ron as well. And top runner, somebody, Rainman, stuck on softs.
I think they had to double stack.
There you can go. Pit stops all sorted now. We're ready to go racing again. At the end of the safety car. So we exit the final corner. We're down in P16 now. Luckily we don't spin this time as we did in DGL a while ago now. And we are a little bit closer than we were on lap 2, so we have got a slipstream down as we head down towards the first corner. So we're going to see what we can do in this sort of second part of the race. We're on lap 5 now. Of course, 3 laps under safety car as standard at this sort of point in the race. Lisa ahead of us is on hards. You can see Dominic behind us on the soft tyres. We're going to see what we can do now as we go side by side of Hazard up into through turn 5. And luckily we managed to slip our ways up the inside there, heading down towards turn 8. Going to try the outside of the corner. However, that move is cut off very quickly by Lisa, forcing us to go a little bit wide. Noah nearly takes advantage of that, but doesn't quite manage to get his nose in there. So we get a little bit defensive into 10. Lisa then running wide on the exit, so we're going to run side by side with the Haas all the way down the straight now towards turn 11. But we're using all the straight line speed we have, but we do not have the slipstream. As we head into turn 11 then. Have the inside line here, but it's going to be the outside for turn 12, and there's nothing we can do there. Lisa just putting their car in the right place, but Sam was now gone wide there, front wing damage. As you can see, their right end plate is just not there. So once again, we're going to try and follow Lisa through maximum power down the straight, and you can see the Racing Point backs out up into P13 now, so that's 3 places gained on this first lap here after the safety car. Now we're heading down the pit straight. Once again, trying to capitalise on anything that could possibly happen. We're going to go to the inside. Head down to turn 1 and we are going to send it up the inside of Lisa. Park a little bit on the apex as well so they can not come back at us, and that is us now up into P12 in this race. However, Lisa looking to come back at us a little bit. We're going to sort of sit in the middle of the road a little bit. But overall, that is that threat over for the time being. Up into P12, and now look forward to Jerome. And then that squabble ahead between Jedi and the Red Bull and the other cars that are there. I can't quite see all of them. As we look up the inside of Jerome now into turn 8. Can't quite get alongside. He has got a better run on Jedi down into this double left now, so they're going to be holding each other up a little bit. Once again, we go defensive to Lisa behind. Just don't really want to give away any sort of advantage. As now on this left side of Jedi down towards the start of the uphill section. And that's another car out of our way. Jerome loses it, hits the wall on the inside. So that's now us up into P11. That's now 5 places gained in about a lap and a half. As we look to get into that top 10. Jedi is next on our list, then we got Madchip. And I can't see he's further up the road. But I can assure you we are coming for all of them. We'll see what we can do. Try beat, and I think Dazza are the next 2 after that. Then out of turn 1 here, we're going to try and get a run on one of them. You can see, just trying to decide who's better to get the slipstream off of between these 2 drivers ahead of us. As we're heading down towards turn 1 now. Going to be later on the brakes again. Just try and get as close as we can, maybe distract one of them. As we then head through turn 2, going to come out now through turn 3. In the slipstream of Madchip. And then Jedi. So sitting in the middle, waiting to capitalise on any sort of thing. They're going to go side by side through the corner. We're going to try and switch back both of them. Get a slight bit of contact. You may have heard my wheel in the background then. We correct the slide. Noah, very gentlemanly. Gets out of our way. I'm not sure why. I think one thing that will make Noah even stronger is if he wasn't quite as polite. But oh well, I'm not going to complain. Now us, still in P11 now, looking to take P10. We're going to try around the outside of turn 9. Nothing quite going on there, so you have to sit behind the Alfa Romeo for a little bit longer. We look to capitalise on pretty much anything that's happening ahead of us, of course. A lot of squabbles, a lot of battles as well, as we get very close once again through turn 11 as we now rise up the hill. We're going to have a look to the inside, have a look around the outside as well. Nothing quite going for us just yet. So we're forced to just stick behind them for the time being. As we get a much better exit out of 13. Looks like they're using the battery. The red light is not flashing on the back of the Alfa Romeo as we head down into turn 14. However, we get a much tighter corner there, and we have to get a better exit once again. Looks like their battery burning down the straight. They haven't gone defensive just yet, so we're going to continue to close up to the back of the Alfa Romeo, dart to the inside. As we head down into turn 1, we're going to try to be later on the brakes again, but this time we're actually not quite as late. The Alfa Romeo tries to hold it around the outside, so we have to leave space at turn 2, but that is now position gained. I think we both got a bit of a tank slapper there at the apex of turn 2. As we jump further forwards now to lap number 9, right up behind Pim in the battle for P9. See if we can get a better exit here out of the final corner. Once again, just not quite getting a good enough exit, but once again, the slipstream and the power that this Williams has, they're pretty much no match for us. And we can dart back over to the racing line for turn 1. I think they backed out a little bit then, they kind of knew it wasn't quite going to work out for them. As that's now up into P8, that's 5 laps gone, and we have halved our position. As now we look up onto the back of Jedi and Dazzle, caught up to the Ferrari once again. Every time we catch up to the back of him, he seems to overtake another car, as he is doing right now. Gets past Dazza into turn 1. We're going to try and follow him, but just sit behind for now, wait for another opportunity that will maybe better fit what we can do here. So on the exit of turn 1 or turn 2 technically, we're going to try and do something. So we head up now through turn number 4.
Something's happened to Daniel.
I think there's a problem. He's in AI, I think he disconnected. We see our title rival now with some sort of issue. They've disconnected from the game. So Daz is going to get passed down towards turn 14. We're going to go to the outside of the Alfa Romeo and just dive all the way around the outside. No contact there. but we managed to swoop around the outside of our rival, who is unfortunately an AI. And now we've got to try and get past Dazza once again. Noah's still right up behind us. Drone has recovered as well. Dazza weaving around all over the place, but that's fair, you know. We moved once off the line and then came back. Well, we're going to see what we can do on the Renault now as we exit the final corner. We've got Noah right up behind us. We have a Renault right in front of us, who are now saving the batteries. So we're going to dart to the inside and just use the superior straight line speed that we seem to have in this race. Down into turn 1, he tries to go around the outside, which we're having none of, just block that gap off. And now we're up into P6, 10 places gained then, in 8 laps. Just really climbing up the field, just to see what we can do. BSC is then deployed on lap 14 for whatever reason, I'm not too sure. Something may have popped up on screen that I missed. Now we're going back to racing as we head up to turn 14, I was right the first time. And then on the exit as we head down the straight, gonna see what we can do for the rest of this race. Not too long left to go now, but we can still try and get something out of this performance.
You're pitting this lap, right?
Yep.
Good.
See a little confirmation there between teammates of when are we gonna pit.
Tom as well.
There we go, now we know what's happening with the whole pit stop situation. We'll dive into the pit lane. You had heard Tom there, our lovely engineer, keeping us informed on what's happening with our rivals. I do apologise for my phone going off in the background there, it has been muted now. There's going to be another set of medium tyres to take us to the end of this race. You come up right behind Tom there, apparently he was held in the pit lane, which explains how we're now so much closer to him than we were before. We're going to leave the pits now and we're going to be in P9, make that P10. As Samba dives all the way around the outside. We're going to try and capitalise on any pace we can get on them.
Tom went for mediums again.
Yeah, you can see a little bit of confirmation. Tom back on the medium tyres. So we're on the same strategy going to the end of this race. And now right up behind Samba, going to capitalise on that place as well. He's on hard tyres, so this is expected. But we're going to make that place quite easily as well. To dive up into turn 1 now. That's up to P8. Of course, only 15 left in this race. People dropping like absolute flies. As we catch up to Chilworthy once again, he has now rejoined. This is him controlling the car. And we're going to see if we can try and get anything from this here. Because I was catching him quite a bit. Pretty much the same as in Canada, if you remember that race. I was kind of unsure if he might have had rejoined or not, just due to just how the car was moving. We head now down through turn 14 and then through 15. You can see the Alfa Romeo dives off to the right, and then he's hit us. And I'm just really confused. I think Dan's out.
Did he try to take you out?
Yeah, it looked like it, yeah. He went really wide on the exit of the final corner, like to the inside. Came straight back off the track and hit me in the side pod.
It was dead straight on the street.
Is it? Okay. Is he out or?
Yeah, retired.
I'm gonna delay as much as I can. Don't pit.
Don't pit, okay.
Take to a track position. I'm gonna hold these guys up. If some of them gonna pit, that's good.
You can see more strategy then going on between myself and Ron Zeus. He's going to hold everybody up. And yeah, I'm not really sure what Dan was doing there, but you know, what happened.
Well, you could pit for softs, but I don't know.
I know Sauce will make it.
Yes. Track position is better right now.
Yeah. Just more sort of conferring.
Holding them up as much as I could. I'm gonna fake the pit as well.
Okay.
Get you baited, boys.
There we go. Apologies for the random bit of silence there. So this video has taken a while to do, sort of guessing the audio not bad. Of course there will still be slight technical issues. You can see our whole strats here. Yeah, try to be James in.
Yeah, they were on hearts. I would have
Okay.
gone to the pits as well.
Yeah, they're the only two. So. And go just confirming who's pitted, who hasn't. It wasn't actually Tribe, it was Rainman that pitted. Tribe is still P2. And we are now up into P5 in this race, looking to capitalise.
So you have it in the bag now?
Yes, I believe so.
I guess.
And
you
as long
were
as I
leading flow.
finish now, because Tom was 18 behind. So just don't bottle it essentially.
Okay.
Cruise control.
Yep. You can see there's pretty much championship confirmed for myself. All we gotta do is finish this race now because we're in P5 with the only person that can stop us now in P4. He needs P2 to take the championship with me not scoring. Safety car is getting ready to go now. We're gonna have 8 laps I think to the end of this race. So a lot can happen here, of course. It's not the end of the race yet. But as always, we're not going to settle for P5 if there's more on the table, are we?
Going.
Very helpful information there from Ron Zeus as well, letting us know when he was going to restart. Of course, great thing when your teammate or the person you're in a party with is leading the race at a safety car, because you can, well, hopefully they'll tell you when they're going to go. They might try and debate you. But we are now back under racing here, at 22 of 29. We're going to the end of the race here. I do believe there's no more intervals. We have Noah looking very racy behind us. We'd like to just ignore him and focus on making positions up ahead of us. Doing the best that we can. But we're going to jump forwards to lap 27 because nothing happened in those 5 laps that I've just skipped. As you can see, we have pulled ahead of Noah behind us. And we have our eyes fully set on Tom Robbo now up ahead of us. We're going to have the DRS now, he does not have it, and we're also going to push our engine power to the limit here. Down into turn 1, we're going to dart to the inside line. We do not have to fight this, but we're going to do it anyway. Up the inside then of Tom into the first corner. We just about get that position there, but he is still there through turn 2, so we can't quite capitalise just yet. But of course, that's not the end. We're going to try again here. Let's have a look to the inside. Nothing quite going there. A couple of internet issues as well, which we hope are not going to affect us. As I said, we do not have to fight this battle whatsoever. But as pre-mentioned, we're not going to settle for P5 if there's more on the table. I believe we will be finishing ahead of Jedi at this point. Tribe as well in P2 also has a time penalty. As it stands, we would still be P3. But once again, if P2 is an option, I'm not going to sit back. Despite the circumstances. No, on a different day you may think otherwise. If it wasn't Tom here and it was someone I didn't trust or didn't know, you can pretty much guarantee I wouldn't have been as racy as I was. However, we were lucky enough to be fighting someone I do trust to race wheel to wheel with. As now we're going to pretty much head down towards the final corner now to start the final lap of this race. See what we can do now. Is once again same circumstances, we're going to have DRS. He goes defensive very early. In fact, cuts over the pit entry line as we're gaining all the way down to turn 1. His battery charging once again. We're going to send it up the inside of the first corner because we have no regrets. He's got the switch back on us at turn 1 and at turn 2 as well, so we're going to be side by side up the straight, but we do have DRS. Just goes to show how late it was that I sent it. We're going to try and outbrake him into turn 4. However, he is still on the outside. Of course, you can brake later if you are around the outside, but luckily we are still there. Then through turn 6, the door just about to get shut on us. Nothing we can do yet, so we're going to have another look into turn 8. Just trying to do what we can here to gain some sort of position. But there's still nothing coming just yet. We have a little look to the inside of turn 9 and 10. Not phased is Tom Robbo. So we're going to have another go here down towards 11. We're going to have to go to towards the outside. Down the straight. Both have sort of pink and black helmets. As we come through turn 11, there is a slight bit of contact. I don't know if that really affected him. I'm not entirely sure. But with that, we do move up into P4. And as you can see from the top left, we're currently going to be only P3.
Come on, push now for the podium.
As we get some lovely encouragement from Banks there, so he's watching the stream, he knows what the situation that we are in. As we head through the final corner, fireworks are deployed. Ron Zeus has won the race from last, and we're going to cross the line now. And we're going to finish P3.
Let's go, double podium.
Nice job, guys. I was holding my breath the last lap when we were side by side with Tom. I was like, don't fuck this up now, come on.
As you can see, there is going to be a double podium for Williams, and Tom did not get past Jedi on pen, so that will be a place for us. Championship 1 in the bag with a double podium. It's what you love to see. Of course, bringing the championship to an end with a very long video, but I do hope you have stuck around. That will be all for today. Hope you have enjoyed. If you have, do leave a like and subscribe as well. You know all that stuff. You know what to do. Helps me out massively. I'll leave you with the highlights now. The rest of this, don't have to watch them if you don't want to, but of course they're going to be here. As I said, a little bit different. And as I said, apologies for the strong language a couple of times. As I said, can't help it, you know, but oh well. And apart from that, of course, feel free to drop any comments or anything down below. Any suggestions or anything you want me to do. You know, if you've been there long enough, you know the drill by now. Apart from that, I will catch you next time with another video. I'll see you then.